So, a couple of weeks ago, there was a rumor that there was a civil war breaking out at Lucasfilm against Kathleen Kennedy and Jon Favreau. The debate was that Jon wanted to retcon the sequels and create his own new trilogy a part of the Skywalker saga, but that Kathleen Kennedy hated the idea and was doing everything in her power to stop it. Now, I'll leave a link in the description for the source of this article. But this has surfaced recently, and Star Wars Theory and other YouTubers have talked about it, but the debate is whether or not do people want this. There's a side that says we should just accept the hand we were dealt and move on, looking at a new era of Star Wars films that can be set in the old or High Republic era, and with new shows like The Mandalorian and the Obi-Wan TV series to look forward to. And then there are other people saying that we should just retcon the sequels in order to finish George's story the way it should have. And I'm conflicted. At least I was conflicted until I watched a closer look's 1 hour and 43 minute and 33 second YouTube video called Star Wars How to Kill a Franchise. And this YouTube video, which is brilliant by the way, he talks about not just the problems of the sequels, but also rewrites them entirely. Like, not fixes them, he rewrites them all the way through. And I would say like 90% of the sequels is completely scratched. But anyway, this rewrite changed my mind on what I thought about with the retcon and today. I just kind of wanted to talk to you guys about it. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. So, when I first heard the idea of a retcon, I was kind of like, hell yeah. Like, I understood the humiliation that Disney was going to go through to do this, but I was on board. Like, to me, this felt like the fans and the creators are finally taking control. This was Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni trying to stand up and make something for the fans to enjoy, and I still think that's true. The sequels had a lot of problems that were annoying and made me want to die, and I thought a retcon was not only a great idea, because it was a chance for Disney to fix their mistakes, if that's possible, but also a way of trying to get the Star Wars franchise back. Like, they've seriously screwed us over, and now we're so skeptical of nearly everything they do. We're also in this age where fans and communities have power over creative decisions. And if you disagree with me, let me show you some examples. Sonic the Hedgehog redesign, Zack Snyder's Justice League cut, Spider-Man returning to the MCU, The Rise of Skywalker. These are all properties that the community has been able to influence in a big way, and not all in a good way. My point is that this rumor is more than possible, and we're in a day and age where we can complain about something enough and then have a small chance of that actually working. So yeah, I thought this could possibly happen. We could get a retcon and it would be awesome, but I begin to have doubts. What if we get a retcon, but someone who doesn't care about Star Wars like Kathleen Kennedy takes over? What if they don't plan another 3-movie storyline? What are they going to do about Leia now that Carrie Fisher has passed away? Would Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill return, or are they both done? Would this delay an Old Republic era trilogy, which I am so desperately wanting, and Keanu Reeves to star as Darth Revan? All these questions begin to add up, and I begin to have doubts. I watched Star Wars Theory's livestream of this topic, and after everything was said and done, I was left with a decision. I decided that it wasn't worth it. We should just accept the hand we got, even if it was trash, and start fresh. And then Closer Look released his movie essay. So, if you don't know, The Closer Look is an educational YouTube channel that teaches people how to write by taking an example of movies, TV shows, games, and other stuff, and shows us not only what was wrong with them or good with them, but how we can make them better or why they were wrong. It's a great YouTube channel, and some of my favorite videos are his video on Logan, the death of a genre, and how to make a great villain. These videos are great, and I'll leave these videos and link to his channel in the description. So Closer Look has a video called Star Wars How to Kill a Franchise that came out a few days ago, and while I don't agree with everything in the video, it's definitely one of my favorite videos he has done. He makes a lot of good points, but we're here to talk about how he changed my mind on retconning the sequels. And in this video, he doesn't even address the retcon, which is pretty amazing at how he was able to convince me without mentioning it. But in this video, Closer Look has his video broken up into 4 parts. Each part talks about a different aspect of the sequels that they failed at, from being bad sequels in general to a horrible world bending. But the part of this video that was really interesting was part 4, where Closer Look rewrites the Star Wars movies, not fixes them, rewrites them. And this was really interesting to me. Rewriting them is a ballsy move, and I wasn't too sure about the whole thing, to be honest. I mean, rewriting them is a large order to take. But in this rewrite, he explains how in the originals we had bad guys who were stronger than the good guys. And then George changes this. In the prequels, he decided to do a different story, where the good guys were stronger, and the bad guys were plotting against them. And this is where Disney made their first mistake, he says. He says that Disney made a mistake of repeating the original story of having the bad guys be stronger than the good guys. So, in his rewrite, he has it where the First Order and the New Republic are both at equal power, and that the Civil War is going on, but then a third party enters the battle, and our 2 factions that hate each other have to fight with each other to destroy this third threat. Now, I'm not going to spoil the story because I think you should watch this video, but I do think that this was a genius move on the Closer Look's part. Creating a different narrative and a twist on the Star Wars story is an amazingly simple idea, but it's a move that needs to happen for a great sequel, and this is something that Disney didn't do. But you're probably asking me, how does this affect the retconning of the sequels? Well, one of my concerns was how they would create a new sequel if they didn't have Carrie Fisher. This was a big part for me. Not having her would be really tough. But in Closer Look's story, he doesn't make Leia a crucial part in the story. She's in it, and she is a great character in the story, but she isn't like leading the Resistance or the New Republic. And this is an interesting part to me. We don't need Leia to be the crucial figure in this movie series. We need Luke to be the crucial character in the series, because Luke is the main character in the original trilogy, not Leia. And although Leia is great, and I like her a lot, you don't need to push that forward of her being that main character. And so, I mean no disrespect here, but we could get a different actress to play Leia, and just have her not be as prominent in this new series of sequels. We could still have sequels be great and have Leia be in them with just a different actress. Now, I know that some people will disagree with me on this, and I know that's totally understandable. I get that. And this was just my thoughts, so if you disagree with this, let me know, because I would like to know. But it's not just Leia, it's also a good storyline and having good people to be over it. And I think if Jon Favreau is arguing for this, I think this would be something he would really try to take over, or he would put someone in charge that he trusted. And then with that, he is great at making stories, and so is Dave Filoni. Dave Filoni is considered like the Padawan to George Lucas. And I can totally see him creating a Star Wars trilogy that does George proud. And that is my goal. A new Star Wars trilogy that retcons the sequels could work if done under the proper hands. If we had someone like Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni running it. If we get a storyline that is well executed, like the Closer Look story. If we get an actress playing Leia, and if we make Luke not a stupid, mean, angry, whiny, stupid hermit guy who dies for no reason, then maybe, just maybe, we could have a good trilogy. And I think if these things happen, we could have a potentially amazing Star Wars trilogy. And I would be down for a retcon on the condition that every single one of the things that I just listed happens. If any one of those was striked out, I would be against it. I would only want this to happen if I had undeniable faith that these 3 movies were going to be good. But hey, maybe it isn't worth it. Maybe it's better to just move on. I understand that. As long as we get good Star Wars movies, I'm gonna be happy. So let me know if you guys like this retcon or not. I think it's worth talking about and worth trying to get the community's opinion on it, because I used to lean one side or the other, but I would say now I'm kind of 50-50. That's how Closer Look changed my mind. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!